Kips clip.
Tonight at 11.
Doom! It's a plan! And I'm angry! I'm not a slave! I've broken the conditioning! It doesn't work on me! I'm primitive, I'm real, I know the enemy, and if we can have this spirit of normal humanity spread, it's over for the globalist! Break the conditioning now! Excuse me.
This is not the Infowars Nightly News, where the answer to 1984 is not $19.95 plus shipping and handling, but the answer is to try and understand the double barrel bullcrap, the double speak, and the Orwellian wonderland we now find ourselves in. So sit back and relax as I take you through a real alternative look at the news and so-called alternative media alike. Enjoy.
Kips clips.
Oh, there we go. Thank you, Punk. Thank you. See, oh, dearie me. Anywho, welcome one and all to the original, the OG baby, alternative look at the so-called alternative media, sceptical with the spectacles, even though there's sunglasses about the so-called skeptics and watching the motherfucking watch me. Because somebody's going to do it. I'll say it twice, just to be sure. Oh man, I know. Sorry about the audio issues. I shall overcome. So, tons on tonight's show, actually. Let me go over here and do that. So, what we got on? Charlie Veitch, have a wee look at that, dude. I don't watch his stuff. I'm not a voyeur that way anymore. My voyeur days are behind me. I OD'd on voyeurism when I watched Big Brother on Channel 4, right? I've got it out of my system. I now no longer have the capacity in me to sit and blindly watch cunts. Just go around normal life. Recently I've touched base with a few of Charlie Veitch's videos because I'm commenting on them and people are commenting to me about what's happening and whatnot, and the dude is just fell off the cliff. In my humble opinion, the dude has fell off the cliff, and he's just a ego trip fucking on steroids. And I'll point to the video where he went down to Cottager's Cove. The clue's in the fucking name, right? The clue's in the name. A place known where fucking guys go to fuck. He goes down there with his camera, hoping to catch guys shagging, so he can stick it up in his channel, because he admits the videos get hundreds of views, thousands of views, people love them. Words out his own mouth. He was also at some point going, you can't breach the Veitch, talking about himself in third person with wee fucking catchphrases and all that. Talking about, hundreds of thousands of people are going to watch this, they're going to see you being a dick and all that. What a fucking walloper. What a bully. What a fucking bully. A walloper, bully, poverty tourist. Who has just running after that fucking carrot. Channel monetized. Running after that fucking carrot. Guys shagging. People love that. He's the words out his own mouth. He's going around generating content by fucking provoking people into fucking crazy responses. And the fucked up thing is, he's picking on the most vulnerable people in society. Consistently. Whether it be two guys shagging down fucking Cottager's Cove, or whether it be junkies standing in line to get some food. It's fucking disgusting. Because when he was in Glasgow, when he was underneath a smelly bridge, that's where all the homeless people go to get fed. For obvious reasons, it's a bridge. And that cunt deliberately went to that spot, homed in on homeless people and poked them with a stick, and then started chasing after them down the street, because one woman was dared to call him a poverty tourist, and in this guy's ego trip, he's went off a fucking reserve, man. Like, just well, in fact, don't watch his stuff. God knows how many people that watch his stuff actually think he's doing some good. What the fuck good do people think he's doing? He's like a Jeremy Kyle, a Jerry Springer. It's disgusting, man. He's making money off our fucking down and outs. Anyway, Tommy Two Names Robinson, he's been floating about again, and I got a cracking wee video that points out all the bullshit in his Under... What was it? What was his latest one? Luton? Was he in Luton? Fucking... patting the paedophiles in Luton? Anyway, right wing and menopause. This is Katie Hopkins. I don't know if any of you are actually subscribed to her channel, but my god, man, this woman needs some HRT stat. And we'll have a look at some of her videos. And you Bloodstain, Ukraine, or aka Ukraine, we'll have a look at some of that shit that isn't getting told. And that's just going to turn into a quagmire for months, isn't it? Like the UK, Britain, the UK, America, other European Union entities are flooding that place with weapons and just going to keep that war just ticking over. No troops. No. We want Mitch North and fucking Igor to go and do it. Dead man's paranoid voice. Remember the People's Voice? David Icke, I think, was fucking running that shindig. Well, but like it's just popped out of nowhere, and it's got like it's literally got a zombie reporting, and some of the shit they're saying is hilarious. And we'll touch on David Bowie, and we'll go to the United Grand Lodge of England's YouTube channel. Just takes like sort of a rub in how fucking Fruit Loop crazy these motherfuckers are, and they don't even know what they're talking about. They don't check anything out. They don't know where people are from, where alliances are, so on and so forth. Just full of fucking shit rhetoric that they've borrowed off of fucking other YouTube fucking channels. Pathetic, man. So we'll have a look at that. Mark Big Tit Dice, doing his usual parlour tricks. We'll have a wee look at his dating book. Love to pull that out. China's gonna get you. China's getting put under a hell of a lot of pressure. Some would say Trump started the currency war with China. The UK is burning. I've not even updated it with the government falling apart. I don't know if you've heard this, but the Bobo's government is falling apart. Sunak and Javid have resigned. Because Bobo lied to them about lying, and they've been caught in a lie, and we didn't like it. Christian nationalism? This is the in my humble opinion, this is where a lot of the shite from the far right comes from. And again, just think about this Christian nationalism. It's not a nationalism in any country. That's why when you go to the BNP and oh man, the guy's name escapes me. One of the old guys. Oh, you fucker, man. What's his name? Anyway, one of the old guys, his speech, and they talk about nationalism, but it exceeds the borders of what the countries they're in. Let me see if I can find this. Probably stop code. Money men behind the far right. It's not Nick Griffin, it's not Jones, not the British Constitution Group. Oh, John Tyndall, there we go, that's it, John Tyndall's speech. I knew I had it somewhere. And that's what this guy's talking about. Oh, I thought I'd lost this.
Oh, yes, that's right.
Yes, that's right. Right, let's just have a wee listen to John Tyndall back in the day.
My leaflet's getting done today. My final leaflet, the final push in Kensington and Fairfield.
It must be geared to the...
Right.
Okay, thank you.
This is so powerful because this is the speeches that all the BNP people sit and whip their fucking dick out, and they're all sitting around fucking playing Soggy Biscuit while they're listening to this. And well, we all know how Soggy Biscuit goes down, and that's what they play. I've got it I've got it from reliable sources that the BNP sit round, played Soggy Biscuit, listen to John Tyndall's speech. What was it, 2005 this guy died, right? Now, later on when I go into the Christian nationalism, just bear this in mind, because it's striking. Jones, ex-BNP, ex-Jim Dawson crowd, they're all now different folks with different strokes, but that guy was either jailed or fined for sending razor blades to Jews through the post. That's what a lovely man he is.
Our activity must be geared to the winning of power.
Power.
That still has to be said to some people in our movement, here in America, back in Britain and everywhere else.
Our movement here in Britain, back in America and everywhere else, Christian nationalism, folks. And this is coming from John Tyndall, and they'll tell you what you want to hear. They will tickle your balls and fucking tickle your ovaries. Oh, look at the brown people coming over and taking your shit, bro. They'll use all the regular fucking populist fucking shit. Not to say that they don't have a point, but what they're doing is they're using that to gain traction and support to get power. Listen to the cunt.
They are crusaders for the truth, but they don't relate it to the necessities of winning power. It cannot be said enough.
Can't be said enough.
Is what must be won.
Power.
First, just a little bit of power.
Little bit.
Then more power.
Then more.
And finally, complete power.
Complete fucking
Activity
power. And then, when all the gays, lesbians that Tommy Robinson's mobilised to vote for the fucking far right, that's when you get buried in your graves. That's when they start rounding you all up. You know, they do a Tommy Robinson fucking rally with fucking pink hats or some shit, and then they round yous all up and put yous to the firing squad after yous have fucking voted them in, because yous are fucking morons that listen to politician dickheads telling you populist fucking things. Fucking hell, man. I witnessed this myself, man, when I went to a party full of libertarians. Fucking gay guy, fucking Hitlers, man. I was like, what the fuck is going on here? Hipsters that are into fucking Donald Trump. Wow, we guys done play the blinder.
To anything else is a waste of time.
It's a waste of time. So, a little bit of power, then more power, then complete power, then Tommy Robinson's support club gets put up against the wall and fucking shot. Because these Christian fundamentalists ain't down with the gays. They're just using you for fucking votes. And they've got little Tommy Robinson to put his ballerina fucking outfit on to appeal to all the LGBT fucking alphabet fucking mob. And they're lapping it up. Fucking black and brown cunts like, he's not racist, he's not racist, he's not racist. Fucking idiots, man. Fucking idiots, morons. Fucking can't think. Anyway, I digress. Let's get on to you can't breach the fucking reach. Right, first thing I'd like to point out, right, I could go in and go over all the Ian Tomlinson things and all that again. Which, if you want to see that shit, go and check out the previous videos. I just want to show this on IMDb. Political street performance art documentary. This guy ain't a fucking white knight. He's not out there changing everything, just showing you as it is. He's a street performer. Him and Danny Shine, fucking, they might as well have been fucking doing Whose Line Is It Anyway? They're street performers. Part of their act is winding people up, getting them to act retarded and film them. It's disgusting. Welcome to 2022, right enough. Stands there like a fucking walloper going, we're in public, I can film, we're in public, I can film. I can't wait till some cunt actually fucking does this cunt in. He deserves it, man. I think he does. I think the way he's provoking people, the way he cycles on the path himself and then fucking browbeats and fucking browbeats and chastises other people for doing it just for content. I mean, he literally just walks about fucking this Manchester city centre predominantly looking for fucking poverty and people to provoke. Agent provocateur, political street performance art. He's not even political. What the fuck's political about him? He's a fucking grade A walloper. Anyway, I just think that's quite poignant, the fact that the love police, social controls, political street performance art. That's what they are. Street performers. Not a man on the street.
You're gonna knock me out, yeah? You said you're gonna knock me out, didn't you? Come on, come on, come on, knock me out, come on. You said you're gonna knock me out, didn't you? Come on. You said you're gonna knock me out? Come on. You're not even worth a space on my phone. Come on. You're not even worth a space on my phone. Come on. No one likes you. Sidekick, you're a sidekick. You won't knock me out. You won't knock me out. I know where you live. I know where you live. So that's a threat. You won't knock me out.
I know where you live. So, Charlie Veitch, woo, beautiful man, him and his wee entourage bouncing about, here, come in the corner. I just can't wait till he does it to the wrong guy. You know, nowadays need one of those little batons, to be extendable batons. Boom, rattle his fucking knee, boom, down on the ground. Oh, well, that little pissant, he'd be down on the ground and no problem. Charlie Veitch, on the other hand, all 6.5 foot of him. Again, one of those little batons. If you ever fucking seen how solid those fucking things are, man, you rattle him to the knee. That's what the coppers do, man. That's why they do it. Boom, you're down. You rattle him to the knee. He ain't going to be going like that and kicking you away. And if he does that, you grab his leg and sweep his other one away. Because, like, walking about, poking your camera in people's faces, provoking them, it's only a matter of time before he provokes the wrong people. And he ends up with a baying mob on him. Then he'll be like that to his cop pals, running interference for them and all that again.
I'll show you what I'll do. You won't do anything. You won't do anything. You're a little pussy, mate. Sidekick. You're a sidekick. Sidekick. Come. You're gonna threaten someone. Come follow through with it.
Right, hold on. I need to deal with this retardation. Look, there's a Charlie Veitch fucking idiot fucking in the chat.
You fucking thief! Dirty!
Right, where the fuck are we?
Welcome. It is Saturday.
Where are we? Oh, here we are here.
Keeps clear.
Tonight at 11.
No! Right, so let's look at the retarded comment. Where the fuck is it? Why is it not there? Right, I know it's there because I can see it. Katie, so you think it's okay two men having sex in public? When, at any point, did I say that? I'm aware it happens. It happens all the time, up and down the fucking country, at parks at night, fucking left, right, and fucking centre. You never know, I might have done some alfresco pumping myself at some point. And the fact it's two dudes is irrelevant. He's going down Cottager's fucking Cove. It's like, you're not meant to fucking be shagging in a car. But lots of fucking people go to hotspots and little nookie joints with their missus or whatnot, or their significant other, and get down in the car. Right? What's wrong is fucking taking a camera down to a known fucking sex spot and fucking then boasting about, people love this, I'm going to get hundreds of hits, which we'll listen to. You really angry with Charlie caught them? Well, I'm really angry at you, Katie, because you can't fucking put a sentence together, man, and that's me saying that. Fuck's sake, man, a dyslexic fucking idiot like me telling you can't string a sentence together. See a sentence that makes some sense, and then I'll answer it. So that's public place, they shouldn't be there. Again, do you speak English? Are you a robot? Right, please show me at any point I said fucking people should be pumping in fucking public. It happens, it goes on. The place is called Cottager's fucking Cove, and he walks down there and goes, oh my god, there's two guys pumping, were you pumping him in the ass? Ah, he was pumping him in the ass, mate. He was down Cottager's Cove. That's what goes on down there, you fucking idiot. Fucking moron. But film it anyway. Make a big spectacle out of it, big half-hour video. Then fucking film this innocent dude that had nothing to do with the pumping because he fucking didn't like the way you were fucking chatting to them. He thought you were homophobic. Splitting hairs. But, my God, you're provoking people into acting like fucking arseholes. See if you really care. Don't take your camera down and just go out of here. Stop that, people. That's really bad. And do you think any fucking parents are taking their fucking kids for a walk down Cottager's Cove? Fucking moron. Anyway, Katie, go back to school, man. Learn how to fucking put a sentence together, you robot. Well, exactly number 55. If you didn't know where to go and get your fucking end away as a gay guy, you do now. Thank you, Charlie. Woo! He's actually even showed me how to fucking get there and everything. Brilliant. Innocent dude, he was a weirdo. Why was he a weirdo, Katie? Why was he a weirdo? Because he thought Charlie Veitch was a fucking arsehole and you suck Veitch's cock? Don't preach the Veitch! He talks about himself in the third fucking person, and I'll fucking find that. In fact, let's find it now. Let's listen to the fucking ego fucking maniac, man. This is crazy. Right, so he's walking down Cottager's Cove and he's surprised that he finds two guys pumping. Right. He even says Cottager's Cove. What I want to get
God,
to.
what the fuck were you guys just doing with your pants? No problem, no problem.
This is it here.
What you've just seen occurred down here.
What you've just seen. Now, listen, watch this. See if this cunt could eat himself. See if this guy could remove some ribs and fucking give himself a blowjob, man. He'd be down there like... But then he wouldn't be able to do that in public because it would be lewd acts. I'd love him to tell us if he's ever pumped a woman outside. Hey Charlie, have you ever engaged in sexual intercourse out with the boundaries of fucking your fucking home or four walls? I'd love to know the answer. Answer on the postcards, you fucking cretin.
Cottagers Cove. There's big signs
Cottagers Cove.
saying it's illegal to engage, and it's not just here. It's clearly, obviously illegal to have public sex with people, men, women, children walking past.
There isn't men, women and children walking by. There's only one weirdo fucking Scottish cunt with his camera going down Cottagers Cove and surprised that there's cunts cottaging in Cottagers Cove. You fucking weirdo. Katie, he's the fucking weirdo, you fucking boot. What kind of person does that? What kind of person does that? Goes to known fuck spots with a camera. Who does that? He's got as much mental fucking problems as the paedophile fucking hunters who fucking think they're Dog the Bounty Hunter and shit. Fucking mentalists, man. Mentalists, man. Like, they're trying to help people when they clearly need fucking help themselves. That is cunt.
Earlier in this video, I caught two men doing just that. And you see at the video, the guy, he wasn't even there, the guy that chased me. And it blows my mind that in 2022, a man can be detained and held. Well, I wasn't detained, the police were very reasonable. But a fucker, a dirty fucker, thinks it's acceptable to phone 999 on me for being shocked by two adults engaged in lewd acts.
You weren't shocked. You've been there before. You know what goes on. I think this is the wee spiel where he admits it. He admits he was doing it for hits and clicks because people love these videos. People love the voyeur weirdos that love Charlie Veitch's videos and watch them religiously thinking he's saving the fucking planet or some shit. They weirdos love these videos. They love watching guys shagging in tunnels. Not only that, they love to also watch down and outs, junkies, people struggling, people going to Greg's on a bike. They love to watch that as well. Charlie Veitch just shouting at random people on the street because the guy was going to Greg's on his bike. And then later on, fucking obviously cycling on the path himself. You know? Can nobody see what this guy is, man? He's an absolute fucking egomaniac mentalist.
Person to engage in lewd acts.
Do you know what? I was actually going to respect his privacy, but fuck it. Right, so here's the thing made it. Here's Charlie Veitch, last seen days ago. So, yo Charles, and then he called me. Only lasted less than 2 minutes. Oh shit. That's not what I want. It only lasted less than 2 minutes. And then I did a community post to get the viewers excited. Like, yes, brilliant. Blah blah blah, there's the link. Can you make that? You can do it live. Oh, I can't. Oh, I do like a spontaneous offer. And then that's why I was phoning them and then I was offering them that. And then, must be busy, no worries. You still want to have a chat, man? Hey man, cheers for getting in touch, but I don't want to do it anymore. Hope you're okay anyway. I'm all good. So on and so forth. It's not really anything confidential or anything, but it's just to... it's just to show what happened, man. He was all for it, gung-ho. And then either he's watched some of my clips, maybe not liked my style, or somebody's warned him off or something. Or maybe he was too busy studying junkie shit and gay guys fucking. You never know. Anyway, let's have a wee listen to some more of his ego trip.
Public acts of lewd and sexual behaviour. Any person found committing any such act could be
Now, is this the guy? Is this not the guy that walks about pointing at signs going, look at the Illuminati controlling us, the sun's controlling us, look at the, you're going to obey the sign, I will obey, look, there is a sign, I will obey. Not today, completely different fucking attitude. Cause he just gets stopped with the cops. Cause the cops just fucking told him, here, what you're doing is a bit out of order. If guys want to fuck, phone the cops and report them. Don't poke a camera in their fucking face and start shouting at them in the middle of the street. Because there might be people walking, mothers and children walking by. You fucking walloper. Aye. Fucking Cottager's Cove. I always take my kid down a wee walk down Cottager's Cove, you know? Fucking idiot.
arrested and prosecuted. Now, I witnessed that. I told them off, and the guy tried to get me arrested and prosecuted. So, Samuel, you then told the police to tell me not to post any of your visage.
Your visage? Your visage! Ew! I'm not going to post any of your visage! What the fuck you fucking on, you fucking whelp?
Your face on video? Dude, you fucked up hard. The whole world.
Oh, you fucked up. Look, I've got a massive YouTube channel now. I'm going to absolutely cyber bully you. I'm going to make people fucking absolutely try and contact. Like, how many of his fucking Walloper army are now trying to track this guy down to get him at tight? Just like little Kate in there. Kate, are you trying? Kate, are you trying to track that baldy cunt down and give him abuse? Because Charlie didn't get on with him. No need for abuse. I've not called you names. It's okay, Katie, you can call me names. I'm big enough and ugly enough. And I don't study junkie shit.
You in your little Soviet mind, your little neo-Bolshevik mind, trying to get
Neo-Bolshevik! Look at the sign! Look at the sign! Obey the sign! Obey the sign! They have his little Soviet Bolshevik mind where he just follows rules. He just reads signs and follows rules. Look at the sign! Follow the sign! Guy can't even fucking hear himself.
the Veitch fucked over for catching the dirty.
Right, here we go. Third person. What a walloper, man. See people that speak about themselves in the third person, man. They're gone. They're gone, man. They actually believe they're hype. Don't believe the hype. Don't believe the hype. But they do believe the hype.
The whole world now sees you in your little Soviet mind, your little
Sees you,
neo-Bolshevik mind.
The whole world!
Veitch fucked over.
The whole world trying to get the Veitch fucked over. Oh, this guy is gone, man. Ego trip, boom, man. It's like the ego trips had like 10 cans of fucking Monster, and it's just like don't breach the Veitch. You can't screw over the Veitch. The whole world shall now see you, mate. Whatever. 100,000 people's hardly the fucking whole world. You might fucking think you're King Dong with 100,000 fucking. Mate, how many of them do you think are voyeur wallopers? Probably fucking masturbating to the guys you just caught fucking shagging. Fucking idiot.
For catching the dirty bastards. Well, Samuel, one more time. You can't breach the Veitch, and everything.
You can't breach the Veitch. Tried to shut the Veitch down. He's really fucking. Don't believe the hype. Don't believe the hype. The guy's gone, man. Ego trip. Fucking ship has sailed. There's no getting him back. He's just looking at the figures. Oh, 100,000. That's the whole world, don't you know? And like, let's be honest, there's only 6,500 people. Like, I always say, for 100 views, you should get 10 thumbs up. That's typically the ratio I get. This guy's just getting voyeurs watching. I watched this because somebody told me he caught 2 guys shagging. And then I seen his little ego trip at the end, man. I was like, wowee.
You tried to use against me is now being enjoyed by tens of thousands against you. Fuck you.
What a dick. Agree or disagree with that guy? Or Katie, you said you weren't calling people names, but you called that dude a weirdo. I'm saying you and Charlie Veitch are the weirdo. Leo, I've never watched these architectural walkabouts. I didn't know he'd done anything like that. I just thought he went and poked junkies with sticks and went down shagging spots, to be quite honest. But again, like, political street performance art. It's what he is. Him and Danny Shining his megaphone back in the day. It's all they were. Whose line was it anyway? They'd been to some sort of an improv group or something and took it to the street and sprinkled it with a bit of truther dust, bit of conspiracy dust. And again, saying Charlie Veitch has got a fucking track record that long of saying what you want to hear. Ask the BBC about Ian Tomlinson or 9/11. Ask Charlie Veitch about his, what was it, Nathan Rothschild videos or something. I remember I started talking about him, people like, he's really Nathan Rothschild, which I thought was quite funny. But here's his wee sidekick.
You're fucking
again.
using it.
Not even worth the space on my
Fucking
phone.
disgrace.
You won't do anything. Little sidekick. Little sidekick.
Stand up.
Little sidekick.
Stand up. Go on.
You know where I live, do you?
Fucking 20 questions. Fucking weirdo.
Charlie's little sidekick.
Random birds on the street.
Sidekick. You won't knock me out, I'll tell you that.
Stand up and heater him, man.
You will not knock me out. I will tell you that right now. And you'll do nothing.
Come round here, where's
You'll
the
do
camera?
nothing.
Come round here.
Little sidekick.
You want me to knock you out? Do you want me to knock you out? Stand up, I'll knock you out.
Why are you saying you know where I live? Why are you saying you'll knock me out, will you?
Yeah.
Must have been
Stand up, I'll
learning
knock
some
you
of
out.
Charlie Veitch's ninja
Stand up.
moves.
Charlie's little
Get a man, sit
sidekick.
down.
Charlie's little
Stand up.
sidekick. Why are you saying you know where I live? What's that about?
Because I do.
So what, you been following me?
No.
So why do you know where I live?
People that hate you in your area.
How do you know where I live?
Message where you live.
How do you know where I live?
I'm just letting you know. The amount of people that hate you in your local area, mate.
Yeah, so what are you going to do about it?
Stand up, I'll show you.
No, what are you going to do about where I
Stand
live?
up. I don't give
Why
a shit
are you telling me where I live?
I'm just letting you know the amount of people that hate you in your local area.
So you've been
It's sending
following me?
us your address, mate.
You've been following me?
No.
Oh,
You know what?
God, man, what the fuck has the world came to, man? When did men grow vaginas? Is the internet responsible for men having pussies? It's just a big bunch of fucking wallopers going, my daddy's bigger than your daddy, my daddy's bigger than your daddy, my daddy's bigger than your... Pick up a big fucking stick and rattle them. Fucking just get to the crux of the matter, man. Stop fucking bitching about, man. With the bumping guns. Get him bumping his guns and just boom, heater, punch, and he's on his arse. Trust me, like, heatered him right there in the temple. Boom! Sideways, you don't do it fucking full on, and you knock them the fuck out. See if you do it properly. Boom! If you get them right on the temple, right on the side of the head. The ninja art of fucking heathering cunts. And if you do that and then follow it up with a punch, and you've got them right on the temple. Plus also as well, you can get the heater in with just when cunts are squaring up. My daddy's bigger than your daddy's bigger than your dad. You know, and they're putting, like, let's say if the dude stood up there and they were squaring up to each other. Boom, man! You would get close enough just to give him a right good fucking heater. Anyway, so, Sargon of Mossad is coming to Manchester, man, for freedom of speech event. Are you sure it's not to promote UKIP? And Neil Hamilton, Cash for Questions, and Nigel Veitch, the guy straight out of fucking the city of London, but he's fighting for the common man, of course. Anyway, I haven't even watched any of this shit.
Gardens, I am here with Rob the American. So, by popular demand, the rational speaking American is back, as you can see. And Saturday is a nice cheerful day to say that Rob has organized a free speech event coming up. So over to you, Rob.
Yes. Hey, Charlie. Good to talk to you. So I put together an event with my good pal Nick Buckley, and
it's hardly a freedom of speech event when you invite people from a political party. It becomes more of a rally. Seek Hell! The UKIP!
What we've done, it's going to be Saturday, July the 30th at the Friends House behind Central Central Library. And it's called Free Speech Matters. And it's a speakers event. And we've got folks coming just to talk about free speech. What is free speech? Do we have free speech in this country? Does it matter? And should it matter? And should it be important to people? We've got speakers coming. We've got Peter Whittle from the New Culture Forum coming. We've got Carl Benjamin.
Of UKIP. You know, the party that now harbours Neil and Christine Hamilton. Neil Hamilton, the guy that took money to ask questions inside Parliament. You know, the complete corrupt politician that was kicked out of the Conservative Party for being fucking corrupt. Cash for Questions. It's alright, he's in UKIP. Sargon of Mossad, patter in.
From Lotus Eaters, Sargon of Akkad, so y'all know him from
Mossad.
The famous Sargon of Akkad is coming to Manchester to speak free speech. Carry on, sorry.
That's right. We've got a free speech union coming. We've got different speakers coming. We're still putting it together with speakers and stuff. And it should be
Nigel Farage, Jim Dawson, yeah, all the freedom speech warriors, yeah.
an all afternoon event. Something I think is really.
This is an American supporting UKIP and British nationalism. He died, diddly die. You Yankee doodle dandy. Fuck off back to America. Take your guns with you.
Important, and I think a lot of people would find it of good value. Come and hear people talk and have your voices heard. It's not political. It's just about the issue of speech in this great country of ours. And so again, it's Saturday, the July the 30th. Tickets, you can buy tickets through Eventbrite. So if you go to Eventbrite and type in Free Speech Matters, it'll come up. So I'm really excited to have a bunch of people come, and I think it'll be a great event for me.
I remember back in the day when I thought freedom of speech meant freedom of speech. I didn't realise it was just a tagline to tickle people's balls to get them motivated to turn up to certain political events. The word freedom is bandied around left, right and centre with every cunt to tickle everybody's balls, and freedom of speech and all that shit. A load of crap. Rhetoric. It's rhetoric. They're bouncing up on a podium saying exactly what they want to say, saying they haven't got freedom of speech. Everybody's got freedom of speech. It's the consequences of what you have to say. And that has been true since day-dawn. See a caveman standing up going, booga booga booga, I want to fuck your missus. Boom, you get a club over his head with some other caveman. Freedom of speech. Consequences. Exact same rules apply today.
Manchester, like I say, my good friend Nick Buckley, many of y'all know him. He ran for mayor a couple of years ago and was canceled and fought back and won. And again, I hope to see many of you Manchester types coming.
Yeah, that's great. And just to add, so it's Quakers Friends Meeting House.
Yeah, that's right.
30th of July. What time?
Saturday. Oh, sorry, from 12:30 to 4:30, and then we'll go have some drinks afterwards. And Charlie, I hope you can join us too. Have your great presence there too.
No, for sure. I'm going to put the information, the links.
Sorry, mate, he's too busy looking at junkie shit and watching guys shag in Cottagers Cove.
Below in the description box.
It's a bit busy.
So any of you who are around, and as you've probably noticed with your small pattern recognition software in your brain, when Rob and I get together, it's about free speech.
Absolutely.
It's about trying to restore the timeline. About 10, 20 years ago, we got a bit scared. We started to believe in these strange sound bites where words are weapons or silence is violence. It's like, no, words are words, silence is silence, weapons are weapons.
That's right.
So let's just end it on, let's just get a bit fired up. Why do some people believe that some people need to be silenced and that words are weapons, Rob?
Yeah, that's a good question. We're in a very strange time, but we got a garbage truck.
The garbage truck. Oh, garbage truck. Hey.
Real life happening through. Well, you know, I was thrown into it, as everybody, as many of your listeners know. You know, when I the usual freedom of speech rhetoric. Oh, here we go. Here's some.
You fucking thief! Dirty fucking thief! Yes, I do, a little fat bald guy. Some advice. No.
This officer.
You fucking thief! Dirty fucking thief! Yes, I do.
It's not working. Do a wee refresh.
You fucking thief! Dirty fucking thief! Yes, I do, a little fat bald guy. Some advice. No, I don't want your advice. You need to lose some weight. Alone. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. Whoa. Carry yourself, fucking face mask piece of shit. Remember, you are ugly and worthless. You deserve that. What do you think the IQ of this guy behind me is? You fucking thief! Dirty fucking thief! Yes, I do, a little fat bald guy. Some advice. No, I don't want your advice. You need to lose some weight.
Well, there was just some classic Charlie Veitch. Now, let's get away from the political street performance art. And let's have a wee look at Tommy 10 names. 2 names. 10 names. God knows how many names he's got.
Tommy Robinson did not seek the owner's permission before they videoed the property, which we managed to find. Tommy Robinson is not to everyone's taste, as everyone knows. Did they not give a second thought to ruining
got somebody to do a voiceover, man. That
to put themselves in the shoes of the people who have worked hard to buy this beautiful lodge, that it could then be destroyed because a person was dishonest is beyond the pale. Brother, how do they think the very survivors that they aim to help would feel if that were to hit the MSM?
You can tell.
What did they smash up?
They broke my car off.
Oh, your car?
It's gone to the salvages now, it's gone.
They
you can tell.
What did they smash up?
They broke my car off.
Oh, your car?
It's gone to the salvages now.
I'll share the link for this. It shows all the fucking pure scamming that they all go on, man, and the cock train of people that all come out the woodwork to point at brown people and say, they ripped my car off. And they found, they went and actually traced the car and it's not been written off. Hold a shite. Which is quite funny. Alright, Alan, my man. Hopefully you're all good, buddy.
Exposing grifters and liars. Let the truth be made public. Fishing out the Luciferians' forgotten country.
Get the Luciferians. Apparently this is one of the women from the Luton stuff. She says her car was written off, and then later on you see the car repaired and getting used. It's quite funny. Also as well, those checks you can do using the Reggie to see if the car's been written off or anything, so you don't buy a ringer and stuff like that. They done a search for that, which you'll find on this clip, and there we go, there's the information there, which you can't quite see right now, but you will be able to see it on your own link, on that link on your own, and it just shows the bullshit, the spin, the absolute fucking created stories that Tommy Robinson and his little fucking entourage put together.
Where it is, for the location, for everything is perfect for them. So let's see if we can put that into action.
Ooh, this is interesting. A lodge in Wales that isn't available for any bookings until January 2023. Feel a bit like the TV program Through the Keyhole. This took a fair bit of research to find, but find it we did. We didn't have any idea that Airbnb hosted therapy sessions. I would love to show you the wooden lodges on the Brecon Beacons. Tommy Robbins come caught out again.
Worried about the fucking music they've put in, man. Copy shite.
A bit concerned at the fact that I watched a video of yours and you said that you've got all of these people coming forward to you and you're not the right person to be dealing with them.
Tommy Robinson, the counsellor, eh? Can't even make this shit up. And again, the cock train is complete. They're all part of the same organisational branches that all branch off of the BNP, and they've all been set up to appeal to different demographics. Just look at the demographics that Tommy Robinson is setting himself out to appeal to. And I don't believe a word of it. I think he's putting on a show to mobilise that demographic to help them get into power, so they get a little power, then more power, and then complete power. John Tyndall.
Yeah, absolutely. This is about now looking forward.
You said it was your dream, yeah? So is this the first step?
This is the start.
And for you, you know, so I've...
We're all setting up charities and fucking organisations and all that. We're just fucking... I mean, look at the amount of money fucking Tommy Robinson stuck up his nose and spent on all sorts of bullshit, and people are still donating to him.
3 or 4 girls going for a retreat, yeah? Would it be something you'd be interested in?
Absolutely.
And all he needs to do is go up and down the country and look for brown people fucking white girls. As soon as he finds that, booyah! Cha-ching!
We'll put you
Deliver it as well as use it themselves.
So hi Sarah, I'm Vicky. My partner Mick.
Yeah, I'm Mick.
Nice to meet
Nice to meet you, yeah. Yeah. So Sarah, do you have any questions?
I have, yeah. I've just wrote a few down.
Well, I think that's probably the best way to start.
It's probably going to have to get muted.
Nagar involved with Michael Stott and Victoria Remley with the Veterans Alleged charity. Oh, and by the way, Dean Cumberbatch is also director with Michael Stott. P.S. The Veterans Company that Dean Cumberbatch was involved with was dissolved on the 21st of June 2022. Familiar patterns. Where are they now?
Britain
Why
First is
have they
another
not
one of
provided
Jim
the accounts
Dawson's
that people have asked to see. Why do you wind down a
projects to
company
appeal
set
to a
up to
certain
do what
demographic.
Save has now been set up to do? Setting up a new venture with a person at the helm that could not succeed in another venture, and when they don't know the difference between there and there in a very basic WordPress website should ring alarm bells. There is no accreditation on the website from any associated charitable bodies. So is this project to be continually funded only by donations? The kind of therapy that was spoken about in the documentary last night sounds exceedingly expensive. So much so surely government grants etc. would be sought. I mean, after all, what survivor or victim could afford that kind of money? And why are the details of the organization that gives veterans this kind of therapy and assistance not mentioned by name in the documentary? That also should be ringing alarm bells. We could show you the real reason Jonathan Miller resigned from NAGA beside his inappropriate relationships with the survivors who went to NAGA for help. Research on people backgrounds is actually really simple to do. So we will leave that up to the audience. Jonathan Miller was also in the Integrity group with Richard Inman and several others from Hearts of Oak, and they knew about his convictions for drugs. So was Dean Cumberpatch. Integrity. Not one of them have any idea what integrity is.
Well, that's enough of the robot voice, but you get the idea. They go through and point out all the bullcrap fucking shit and the cock train of the people that are involved in coming out as witnesses for X, Y, or Z in and around all that looting stuff. And as very predictable, it's all the same cohorts, all coming from BNP perspectives, and told by Jim Dawson, who's a master in marketing, to appeal to different demographics. I mean, it isn't rocket science to see what they're doing. They're playing politics. To get into power, they need votes. To get votes, they need to appeal to different demographics. Modern day world, you need to appeal to gays, lesbians, blacks, browns, so on and so forth. And that's what Tommy Robinson and a lot of the other cohorts are doing. And they're getting them to be on the right of politics, which facilitated Brexit and will facilitate whatever cretin we're going to get after fucking Bobo gets kicked the fuck out. Which I'm not looking forward to.
Oh, what's this?
He's definitely got Tourette's.
I'm on the Wi-Fi.
See, I don't think he's a gammon. I think he's a roasted potato. He's more a potato than gammon.
How are you?
See, I just think he's a roasted potato.
Why do I say... Yep, there we go. Okay. Am I late? 2 minutes late. It's not too bad, no? I've literally only just got in. I've only just got in. And that was a long, long day. Court every time was a long day. But let me go through a couple of things, yeah? Just as I'm taking observations. Many of you would have been told, there was a... all these accusations of grifting. There was a... 3 weeks before the end of my bankruptcy, 3 weeks before me being discharged from bankruptcy, I hope...
Did they just say the accusations are grifting? Let's see what the potato head has to say.
I hate a mass campaign for donations.
See, when I see Tommy Robinson, I want to cut him in half and do a painting. Potato prints.
Asking people to support them so they could prevent me being discharged from bankruptcy. Their team took over the insolvency and I was discharged from bankruptcy. Now, they could have tried to prevent me, yeah, if there was anything they thought I'd done wrong. Yeah? I've had an investigation with the insolvency team. Now, let me read you this headline. Okay? Robinson spent 100k on gambling while getting supporters' donations. Very careful with how they word that, yeah? I'll explain why. The founder of the English Defence League has told the court he spent 100,000 on gambling while receiving donations from supporters. Yeah? Tommy Robinson gave evidence about his finances after losing a libel case. Robinson told the court he owed hundreds of thousands of pounds when he declared himself bankrupt. So people can understand the sequence of events. Yeah? I work for a company, yeah? As I do now, okay? The money doesn't go to me.
What? You're not a man on the street? You work for a company? You're working? You're grifting?
Yeah, it covers companies' costs. I was an employee of the company, as I am now. Yeah, I'm an employee of a company. Now, I sold a property, okay? So a year before, or 2 years before, whatever it was, before my court case, before it, I sold a property. At that time of selling that property, and I had the proceeds from the property go into my bank account, not donations. Let's get on to the bit they say. So they mention £100,000. Then they say Robinson in 2020 received £1,000 a month from supporters, and at times that figure was between £3,000 and £4,000 a month. Yeah, but when I received money from sale of a property, what they're pissed off about, okay, what they're pissed off about, or what they're implying, what they're saying is, and what some people I think they'd only be happy with, is unfortunately, from the sale of the property to the time I'd lost the libel case, which was a total fit-up, there was no money, yeah? There's no money left, okay? It's gone. Now, you can't get it back. If I could get it back, I'd have give it to them, yeah? But there is no money. So where they're pulling the headlines here, Robinson spent 100k gambling while getting supporters' donations. So when they said, where's the money? And I say, I've spent it. Gambling, partying, I had a very good time, yeah? Where's that money come from? It's not come from supporters' donations. It's come from the sale of a house, which is where the money come from. And at that time, I'd just gone one way in my life.
So he's no denying the fact he said gambling, partying, I had a great time. He's just arguing where he got the money from.
Separate to my ex-wife, which had come about. So, unfortunately, yeah, there's no money. Now, I had an insolvency investigation. You've investigated everything to do with me. You've had my bank accounts. You've had the donations that went into my bank, into my accounts. You know, they know, yeah? And at the end of their investigation, where are they? They're taking me to court, which this is what it's about, yeah? Now, some people would you, if you're one of my supporters, maybe not be happy that I spent my money when I sold a house, yeah? Maybe people aren't happy that I spent it. But would it have been better in hindsight that it was spent, yeah? Or would it be better going into the greedy pockets of some lying lawyers? Or maybe the child who bought the case, who the evidence, which you're not allowed to see, yeah? So where would, and I said it, something like, I said one lad say, he goes, mate, I'd much rather they didn't have that money. Yeah? I said, well, that's not a decision for me to make because I don't have the money to give them. Yeah? But, so you have a 12-month investigation, which I had, and I was discharged at the end of it, okay? That means that all the debts, Jamal's debt, the court costs, remember they put in bills of £70,000 for taking 5 witness statements. £35,000, they get 100% uplift. Total financial terrorism, yeah? And so far today,
remember,
I think they've had
thumbs up
£6,000.
What I do.
And I'm not in a position to give them any money. So, and what happens is when you get discharged from bankruptcy, your debt gets discharged.
Who else brings you Mr. Potato Head?
I don't owe them any money.
Who else?
Which they're not happy about. So what have they done?
Gives you the revelation that this guy isn't a gammon.
I asked you today,
he's a rooster potato.
Since yesterday, can you support legal representation?
Who else?
I didn't get any legal representation. For the entirety of the High Court case, I represented myself because I didn't want to ask people to pay £200,000 legal costs for a case which I knew was bullshit. Yeah, so I didn't want you to waste your money. I didn't want supporters to waste their money funding it. So there was no. So I defended myself, and I lost. And that meant I go bankrupt. That's what it meant. I was already bankrupt before that. Yeah, that's what it meant. It meant that those debts were impossible for me to pay.
Right. But here is the excuse. I spent the money for the house, it was no money for donations. He's no denying saying that he spent all the money that he had. He's just denying that it was donations. Who knows?
Hello everybody and welcome to today's video. Now today's video is another one of...
Oh my god, this is like American Psycho BMP motherfucker. Man, this guy does... I'm not even joking. This is the guy that's... Tommy Robinson's like a fucking... I understand where Tommy Robinson's coming from. He's a fucking chancing bastard, man, and like... under these kind of dudes... You know, they when they're going to sleep, they read the fucking dictionary, American Psycho style, man. These are the fucking cunts that creep me the fuck out, man. I mean, like, really creep me the fuck out, man. Like, seriously, right? This guy deliberately puts on fucking Factor fucking 99 to make himself look fucking more Casper the Ghost-esque. Have you ever seen a whiter cunt in your fucking life? I honestly think he puts fucking powder puff on. You like to call it powder puff still? Anyway, I think he puts powder puff on. But these are the people that fucking send chills down my spine. You know, pure cold and calculated. You can just imagine his desk, everything at right angles in its fucking place. His fucking underpant drawer fucking put colour coded, man. His socks fucking blah, 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 and different fucking... Instead of, like me, try and fucking close that fucker. But this cunt is like cold-hearted, cold, calculated American fucking Psycho BMP fucking style, man. I don't know if he's ever fucking came across this dude. And this is the far right eating the far right. It's brilliant.
His response videos. But this time it's a response to Tommy Robinson. Now, last weekend there was
American Psycho
at a demonstration in Telford against the grooming gangs, or in support of the girls who have been victims of those grooming gangs. And this involved Tommy Robinson. Now, I made some commentary on this earlier in the week on Laura Towler's show, and I don't really want to talk any more about it. However, Tommy Robinson has decided to make a video setting the record straight. However, he didn't really set the record straight. What he did is tell a number of untruths about Patriotic Alternative. He was, in my opinion, deliberately misrepresenting our
Patriotic Alternative.
And also
I've learned
misrepresenting
they want to take
in Telford. So I'm going to play
non-white
and throughout it,
cunts 25% in this country.
To what he has to say.
Cold, calculated American Psycho fucking esque.
So here goes.
A lot's happening. A lot. I'll fill you in on a bit on most of that, but
American Psycho. Look at
just
those
a quick one about
eyes.
Saturday, the demonstration.
I mean, look at that guy, man. He's like almost like fucking emotionless. I mean, I look a bit like a chinky, but that cunt just looks fucking cold. And look at Tommy Robinson, man. He's got a lick of sun about him. This cunt isn't keeping himself in a cave, hitting himself with fucking Factor 99. I know I can talk, man, but I'm working on my tan. Hey. But this cunt, man, couldn't get any whiter if he tried.
In Telford, I've seen a lot of talk about a group who were ejected. I've seen a lot of comments saying, was I right? Some people
freedom of speech!
People who come to stand alongside us, to stand with the victim.
Hilarious, innit? Hilarious. And 2 seconds later, they'll all be talking about freedom of speech. In fact, we just witnessed fucking Charlie Reach talking about freedom of speech.
Is what I'm reading. Yeah, there was a group who turned up. They turned up at our previous demo.
Remember, Tommy Robinson might not be in the same page as you, Kip. He might have joined them if he was fucking allowed. You know, when they were sucking in all the fucking YouTube fucking riffraff.
unveiled their own banner, and they.
How many wallopers, and no offence if that you've actually done this, you live and you learn, but how many idiots out there blindly went and signed up to become a UKIP fucking member on the back of Sargon of Mossad and Count Spunkula? I can't even remember who else, but I know there was a good wee cohort of them all going over to join UKIP. It's fucking laughable, man. I think even that fucking Romanian cunt. Yep, a guy in Romania. Christian nationalism. It's coming.
Turned up at this one and done.
Well, firstly, he says we turned up as if we just materialised there, as if we weren't welcome, as if we been told to stay away. This is actually untrue, and I'm going to read something to you from one of the adverts advertising this Telford demonstration. Now, I'm going to read this verbatim, and I quote, "Everyone is welcome. If you stand against child exploitation, you should be in Telford tomorrow." End quote. Now, obviously, Patriotic Alternative does stand in opposition to these grooming gangs. We do stand in opposition to these anti-white racist attacks. And we wanted to be there because we support the victims and we want to put our flag in the ground and make the point that this is completely unacceptable and something needs to be done. And Tommy did say everyone was welcome. So we turned up, and then this happened.
Exactly the same, yeah, or attempted to do exactly the same. So I went over and made it very clear you're not welcome here. Because
now again, this is a misrepresentation. What actually happened was several of Tommy's.
Oh, he turned up and started going, "Oh, I'm Casper the Ghost. Oh." He's angry at Tommy Robinson because Tommy Robinson appeals to all the gays, browns and blacks. Does he see the bigger picture that Jim Dawson is fucking like Geppetto? Is Geppetto Pinocchio's fucking puppet master? I think it's Geppetto. Jim Dawson's like Geppetto, man. And I don't know if this is theatre, you know, just to get people into two camps, get them riled up, because there's nothing quite like this to make you support them. Do you know what I'm talking about? Get you riled up. Look at Charlie Veitch. He's popular because of all this fucking... I've been there, done it. I'll be honest with you, see now, with the way I am, I don't even like to watch fucking violent films anymore. Some of the fucking violence you see in films is just outrageous. You know, I want 18 violence. 10 million clicks going off and not a dead body to be seen, no blood. But no, some of the I turn films off if I get into them, and it's like within the first few minutes, it's like it's more about. It's less about the actual film and more about the fucking gory shit you see, man. Some of this stuff is fucking outrageous, man. I'm just getting old, and I just don't want to see that shit anymore. I've seen it all. I've seen it for real. You know, when you're first introduced to the internet, man, you morbid curiosity gets the better. Oh, well, it got the better of me. You look at all fucking crazy ass shit, and I've seen enough. I've seen it all. I don't want to see it anymore, whether it be fake in a film or not. Anywho, it's enough about me being a big pussy.
Fans went around saying that Antifa were at the event. We're not Antifa. And a recent documentary will show that we are actually attacked by Antifa. But they said Antifa was there to rile up the crowd, to get the crowd to attack or be confrontational towards the patriotic alternative activists. This is a really, really low trick. This is something that was done, obviously, to create tension there. It it was completely untrue. Then Tommy and some of his people come striding out of the pub, because they're in the pub, of course they are, confront the patriotic alternative activists and tell them that they're not welcome, whilst assaulting them and attempting to steal our flags and banners. Absolutely scandalous, something that created tension at an event where there should have been none. So that's actually what happened. Now, some of his supporters, some of the people who listen to his work, subscribe to his channels, have found out that it wasn't in fact Antifa who were there, but it was a patriotic organisation who have stood in opposition to the grooming gangs and were there in solidarity.
Alan, you're
with all the
right, man. That
patriots around the
Jada would
country who
fucking get a
want
good
to
pumping, wouldn't
protest
she?
against
You
this
just
great
need to stick a fucking sock in her mouth and no talk
Some
about
people,
politics.
and I'm reading some of the comments. So to answer
Politics.
some of those questions about it, this
Because
group
as soon as you start to tongue,
for something totally different from what I stand for.
so
All
it
of
sounds
their
like
comments, I read all the time, is about injecting
Edna
all non-white
Everidge.
people.
This is a blatant lie. What Tommy is doing here is he's lying to his supporters.
Oh man, you tickled my own balls there, man.
War immigration, and we want to reverse the demographic change that is taking place in the United Kingdom. Now, by 2066, white people will be...
They want a white-only enclave. Man, this guy's never seen the beauty in fucking the poontang of other races, man. Fuck's sake, mate. Never wanted to chase a wee bit of brown or black tail, man. You've never seen a wee bit of... You've no lived. Fuck's sake. It's like fucking going to a Chinese man and getting the same fucking thing all the time. Try different shit. Mix it up a bit.
White Britons, the indigenous people of these islands, will be a minority in their ancestral homeland. We believe that is a bad thing. We believe that white Britons being replaced and displaced and becoming a minority within their ancestral homeland is bringing a number of problems. And one of those problems is obviously...
No half measures with these cunts.
The grooming gangs. This demographic change is driven primarily by mass immigration, which increases year on year. And the people coming to this country, these migrants, often create problems for the indigenous people. And one of those problems, one of the most terrible problems, one of the most upsetting, one of the most harrowing issues that has been created by multicultural...
Is you can't get a decent curry anymore. Been watered down.
Culturalism, demographic change and mass immigration is the grooming of white girls at the hands of men who are overwhelmingly of Muslim origin. This is an anti-white series of crimes, hundreds of thousands.
Oh man. It's like, and again, like, you'll get the small-minded people. So you agree with brown people fucking shagging little girls? No point at any point has that ever been suggested, man. Anybody that fucks any paedophile should have their balls chopped off, man, if they're 100% proven, as far as I'm concerned. But what's happening here is, these groups are deliberately going round looking for brown people doing these crimes to point at them and create mass hatred and votes for them. And I mean, like, you remember the one? I think it was the one that Tommy Robinson got charged with filming in the court. And these fucking brown cunts were getting prosecuted, put through court, prosecuted for the crimes that fucking Tommy Robinson's bitching and moaning about, going, nothing's getting done, nothing's getting done. They're going through court, you fucking walloper. What the fuck? What you want to do? Like, make a special law for brown people so, like, fast track them through the legal system? You've been through the legal system yourself. You want to get fucking treated. It needs to be a fair playing field. Or you would hope it was.
Of girls have been
Don't listen too
affected by
much
this.
more
They
of
are
this
some of
Casper
the
the
worst
Ghost
crimes to
motherfucker.
take place here in the United Kingdom, and whites are the victims, and people of migrant descent are overwhelmingly the aggressors. Yes, we want to stop mass immigration. Yes, we want to stop the transformation of the ethnic composition of Britain. Yes, we want white Britons to remain what we call a supermajority.
He looks like he's fucking Italian or something. Fuck's sake, mate, coming back, man, when you've got the fucking blonde hair like fucking Hitler Youth, you fucking... Look at that, he's a fucking... That is American cycled up, isn't he? Oh, I'm not even joking, that shivers down the fucking spine, people like that, man. What's this?
Let me read you a letter.
Oh, it's Tommy Robinson's
This letter was published by the press in York, the York Press. I'll link to it below. Its title.
I think she should be campaigning for better dentists. First, get your priorities right. Anne-Marie Waters, isn't it?
Is Racist March Not Welcome in York or Linton? There's a picture of me directly under the headline that reads Racist March Not Welcome in York. So even before you begin, I'm a racist. No debate. That's it. That's what I am. It is a letter from York Stand Up to Racism.
Alan, she's beautiful. What are you talking about, man? That's Tommy Robinson's fucking
York
pal.
Stand Up to Racism is disturbed to see that the far-right Anne-Marie Waters is planning a protest in the centre of York.
Her teeth fell out, so she got like 2 bits of extra chewing gum.
Okay, very first paragraph. All wrong. No factual, not even beginning to be factual. This is the
But hey, as God works in
Facts
mysterious
are not
ways,
relevant
maybe she just
in
wanted her
today's
teeth to stay like God intended.
society. I didn't organise this protest that's happening tomorrow in York. I was invited to speak at it. The organisation had nothing to do with me. For Britain is not a group. It is a registered, fully registered political party, not a group. Second paragraph. Having named For Britain, it goes on to say that name in itself should send chills down the collective spine. What?
No, it's that last guy, man, the fucking
send chills
American
down our
Psycho
spine.
motherfucker.
As these are the words Thomas Mayer screamed as he shot Joe Cox MP in 2016. No, they're not. No, they're not. They're not even supposed to be the words he shouted. What he's supposed to have shouted is Britain first.
I don't agree, but I agree with her right to have her opinion. And I agree with, I don't know, man, if I was to sit down with that mob, man, I would agree with some shit. Surprisingly enough. I don't see anybody thinking for themselves. They're all bought in, hook, line and sinker. Anyway, man, that's enough for Tommy Townies. I do actually want to get to my bed tonight, and I've got some spaghetti and meatballs to heat and eat. Here's the right wing and the menopause. HRT positive. HRT positive.
Very funny, Cadbury's, but you having an actual bloody laugh. These are your 10 bars of Whisper. Let me just show you the size of this thing. Seriously, look. I can barely see it. I need bigger glasses to see this thing. Look at my nose.
HRT positive. HRT positive.
We see what you're doing. You are conning shoppers. You are conning us, and there is no way the cost of living has translated that quickly into you manufacturing these
When Victor Meldrew
smaller packaging, flogging them to us as if we didn't really notice. Do you not
discovers YouTube and grows a vagina?
Old football shirt. Look how cute it is. Look, so sweet. Look. Oh. This is my son's football shirt now. Whoa, teenager. If I tried to get my son to dress in this teeny tiny one, do you think he might notice? Yes, he would, because he's this side. Stop
She needs to lay off the coffee or something, man. She's manic.
Inflation
That's absolute manic.
Chocolate. Cadbury's, sort your shit out.
Chocolate and football tops. Makes perfect sense.
Given Wimbledon clearly have a problem with their ticket sales, looking at all the empty seats, I've come up with some natty solutions for getting a few more people in. There's 5 of them. Number 1, Nick Kyrgios. More of him, please. At a time when everyone is bending it over, taking it up the arse, wanting more rules, endless rules, don't do this, don't do that. He is the rebel we all need. The minute the BBC commentators start clutching at their pearls, I want us to cut to camera 2 and Nick Kyrgios being teabagged by some morbidly obese lineswoman they were forced to employ, squeezed into Ralph.
Oh my God, man!
Overhanging that she has. Number 2,
she better invest in some lube. That's all I'm saying.
It's like some old Tampax that isn't one. I don't know, or even worse, in shorts. If I was ever good enough to be able to play tennis at that level, I would totally turn up full ballerina, maybe even some little ribbons up round the shin. Just think about it, ladies. Try and be a bit more balletic. More tulle would definitely help with that. We need more perspective for Serena Williams. We need to put some little people next to Serena so you can really get a sense of just what a
I think she's taking the piss here.
I love her. She reminds me of like when you get a cruise ship that pulls into like Venice or off the coast of Florida and you go, holy shit. Look at the
it's not really complimentary, isn't it?
More of that. And a few little people next to Serena, like scientists use a 5p next to a bug. We need to get some perspective to truly enjoy it. And we need more Federer in a suit. Who gives a shit?
She has lost her fucking marbles, man. Honestly, watch her, man. It's fucking hilarious. You don't know what the fuck she's going to be doing next. Talking about chocolate bars and tennis.
Because he might not be able to go to the US Open because of it, and we love him even more because of it too. See? 5 simple solutions from me, Kate Hopkins. Piece of piss.
Anyway. Nothing that a wee bit HRT won't fix. Right, let's have a wee look at you, Stain. The Quagmire. Quagmire. Giggity giggity.
Вот. И также вам покажем.
What have we got here? Remember, this is all. Oh, this is the independent journalist guy. This is the independent journalist guy that loves Russian dick. Ain't nothing better than the smell of Russian dick in the morning. What is that, napalm?
From Ukrainian Control. So it should be a good report today. Stick with us. Please like this video, share it across all social media, subscribe if you're new because there's a lot more to come. And remember, we're independent crowdfunded journalists. You can support our work with the link on the screen.
Come on, mate. You're meant to be a fake journalist. So stop trying to crack some jokes. Yes, we're independent journalists hanging around with the Russian fucking army.
Are in the description. Мы находимся в деревне Метелкино. Это окраина Северодонецка, частный сектор называется. Это была особо очень важная точка для противника.
Look at his badge, he's still like a fucking Soviet.
Для укрытия, и можно тут легко спрятаться. Здесь находились вооруженные позиции минометчиков, их основное скопление силы, то есть самые такие у них поджарые боевики, так сказать. И когда украинский build this? Последний раз. Украинские солдаты отсюда ушли крайний раз 3-4 дня назад. Видели их с белыми флагами по направлению к Сироте. И дальше уже туда нашли наши войска. Ага, понял. И как момент был, когда они уезжали? Был сильный бой здесь, я думал, я вижу. Был интенсивный бой, но у них такая коварная тактика, они прикрываются мирными жителями. То есть они ставят во дворах минометы, садят мирных в подвалы, не дают им оттуда выйти. И мы их по двор за двором, улица за улицей занимали. Наши командиры, отличная тактика. Всем спасибо.
Right, the details are on your screen. It's just I want to point out, like, sort of a...
Poland's Prime Minister Mateusz Morawiecki
that guy's
has
as
claimed
independent
the
as the
migrant standoff
BBC.
seen during the winter months at the border with Belarus was the first sign of
Right.
Russia's intention
Trump's
to
wall,
stage a war.
bad. Poland's
and now
wall,
the Polish PM says the decision to build a 5-meter high barrier to prevent illegal
and
migration
if you
into
don't
Poland
understand
will have a
Belarus,
significant impact on the
Rus,
security of the
I mean
entire
the
Eastern
Rus
European
Vikings that set up Russia.
country.
Russians
Later,
are
Putin
Vikings.
attacked Ukraine. Today
The
we
Rus
make it clear that
Vikings.
if we had not put up a decisive barrier on what Lukashenko had planned to prepare for Poland
That's
and
why you
Europe,
get Belarus.
today our policemen and perhaps also other uniformed services would have to focus on ensuring internal security and security at the border. Meanwhile, Belarusian President Alexander Lukashenko called on post-Soviet countries for closer ties. He's blaming the West for forcing Belarus and Russia together since the start of the war in Ukraine.
Beautiful,
Hello,
isn't
this is Graham here in Donbass. Now, as you may know, I'm currently reporting from the DNR front lines, but of course I wanted to take some time to say some words on the occasion, the momentous occasion of the Lugansk area of Donbass now being under the full control of the Lugansk People's Republic, and of course I say these words taking YouTube policies fully into account. Now, the Lugansk area of Donbass has been a huge part of my life since I started reporting from there in spring of 2014. It remains a huge part of my life to this day. I've got so many friends there, so many beloved people, and I just absolutely love the place. In fact, it's just a massive part of my life. There are a few things that I haven't done there, as we see here, a football match in September of 2014 after having covered the brutal blockade of Lugansk in summer of 2014. So many memories, of course, not all of them positive, but always with love and always hoping for the best for Lugansk, the Lugansk area of Donbass. Now, as an objective journalist, obviously I can't congratulate on any given military victory, but the people there always have my love, they're always in my thoughts. And
another independent journalist.
And hear how she's getting on, Rachel. Wonderful to see you again. We've missed you so much. We'll talk about the big issues. But first of all, people will want to know what brings you to Moscow. Have you run away and married a Cossack or what?
No, not at all. I am actually here to work with RT International here.
RT have the best looking presenters, don't they? They know how to do it, man.
In Moscow, you know, I worked with RT America for nearly 4 years before everything was shut down there in Washington, D.C.
Yeah, RT America's no more. They can't rap the news to you.
And we're kind of in an interesting political climate, and I know you know a lot about this, where everyone wants to brand you Russia state-affiliated media, whether you're working directly with RT or not. And so in my case, you know, I had the opportunity that came up to come here and actually work with RT here in Moscow. And so I decided that that's something that I would pursue. And, you know, I think that definitely I'm at a time in my life where I'm able to take an opportunity like this, but I also think that there's a lot of value to actually coming to a country like Russia, seeing how it is, seeing what it's like and what the people are like here, because you see the coverage in the media and you see so many talking heads that sit all across the US and they give their opinions on Russia, but they're not actually here seeing what it's like and seeing how the country is. And so I'm here to kind of give my take and also to come on a new adventure that luckily gets me out of Washington, D.C.
Well, wrap up warm in the winter time, won't you? It's
right, after working for RT, your job opportunities would be very limited. But there we have it. She's been scooped up from RT America because that's all been completely shut down, apparently. They're not even running it and hoping people get it through VPNs and stuff. The amount of content that RT put out is definitely down because I don't know if you are watching the Wagadog News, you'll see that RT don't do a top of the hour news every top of the hour. We just run packages most of the time. Let's see what this is. Oh, this is all the lovely American love bombs and bullets. Who knows, maybe that was the missile that went and actually landed in a residential area in Russia. Who knows? You just don't know these things. Anyway, that's you staying. Let's have a wee look at the dead man's paranoid voice.
The elite paedophilia ring topic has been really controversial, and for good reason. If true, the implications of the allegations are huge. It would shatter our illusions of...
This guy literally has just woke out of a coma, and he's talking about stuff that was getting talked about like 2, 3, 4 years ago.
Powerful people, including presidents, high-ranking politicians, and those we trust to run the country. Those people would be, under the definitions of our systems, criminals committing unforgivable crimes. So, is there any truth to the allegations? Mainstream media has been operating as a branch of the Democrat Party's PR department for years now, so there's
mainstream media coming from the People's Voice, who I believe was set up by David Icke, who had a TV channel on the mainstream media at one point. Nobody watched it, of course, because it was pish. But you had a channel, and it was available on Sky. Can't even remember the name of it now. Which, by my definition, was the mainstream media. Which...
There's no point listening to them about anything, but there was a time in the past when the occasional nugget of truth would be allowed to slip out between the wall-to-wall propaganda. Take, for instance, this NBC News report that Hillary Clinton, while she was Obama's Secretary of State, shut down an investigation into an elite paedophile ring in the State Department. According to the report presented by Chuck Todd, Clinton shut down the investigation in order to avoid scandal and protect the careers of high-ranking officials. NBC even provided internal State Department memos to back up claims of the Hillary Clinton elite paedophile ring cover-up. Watch this.
We are following this breaking news out of Washington. Some serious allegations this morning facing the State Department.
That's right. According to internal State Department memos, the agency might have called off or intervened in investigation into possibly illegal and inappropriate behavior within its ranks, allegedly to protect jobs and avoid scandals. This concerns the time that Hillary Clinton was Secretary of State. We want to get right.
Illegal and inappropriate behavior. It could mean a variety of things. People just hear what they want to hear, and this guy's inferring a lot of shit.
Right to NBC's chief White House correspondent Chuck Todd.
Oh, and by the way, I'm no fan of Hillary Clinton. I'm just saying what I see, and I'm being honest about it.
With the latest, Chuck, good morning to you.
Good morning, Savannah. You know, there's an old saying in Washington that the cover-up is worse than the crime. But in this case, both parts of it are disturbing. Allegations of prostitution and pedophilia, and allegations that those crimes were somehow covered up or not looked into. So the State Department this morning is having to respond to those claims and those investigations of misconduct by State Department officials, including by an ambassador and security agents attached to then Secretary of State Hillary Clinton. And the allegations are that these investigations were whitewashed, quashed altogether, and that those orders came from high up.
NBC News has obtained documents related to ongoing investigations into some disturbing allegations involving State Department personnel and at least...
NBC, what's their editorial stance? Are they like left or right wing, basically? That's what I'm saying.
One ambassador. A State Department memo says the ambassador, quote, routinely ditched his protective security detail in order to solicit sexual favors from both prostitutes and minor children. The memo also says a top State Department official directed department investigators to, quote, cease the investigation into the ambassador's conduct. It's just one of what another document describes as, quote, several examples of undue influence from top state officials. On Monday, a State Department spokesperson
not confirm specific investigations.
I'm not going to talk about specific cases, but I can say broadly that the notion that we would not vigorously pursue criminal misconduct in any case is preposterous.
A former investigator for the department's inspector general has complained to Congress and the media that the investigations have not been thorough because of the pressure from those high-level officials.
We take every allegation of misconduct seriously, and we look into it.
It was less than 6 months ago that another major internal investigation painted Hillary.
So I think they're talking about one guy, isn't they? An ambassador. Not that that makes it okay, by the way, but I'm just pointing out that this particular scenario involves one person, and it looks like it's been swept under the rug to save everybody embarrassment.
Hillary Clinton's State Department in a negative light. That scathing report on the failed diplomatic security procedures in the aftermath of the Benghazi attack.
What difference at this point does it make? It is our job to figure out what happened and do everything we can.
As we noted, the whistleblower in this case, a member of the Inspector General investigative team at the State Department, she's gone to Congress demanding an investigation, and it's our understanding Congressman Ed Royce, the leading Republican in House Foreign Relations, says he does plan on having an investigation, and no doubt hearings are probably going to come soon as well, Savannah.
But Chuck, where are we on this? Is at this point just allegations from one whistleblower? Have they been substantiated in any way?
Well, here's what it is. The whistleblower says that this report, that the internal investigation having to do with how diplomatic security even investigated these allegations, that's where this scathing report came from. It's how the investigators somehow dropped the investigations, including into this ambassador and onto some other deal, including on folks that were part of security detail. So the allegations themselves haven't been fully substantiated by us, but this Inspector General whistleblower believes that the evidence was clear, but the problem was the investigation wasn't.
Remember, mainstream media tell lies, but they're telling the truth this time. Now, this is
David
interesting.
Bowie was a regular contributor on Bowie.com, the forum at his official website, and his final message, written just weeks before he died in 2016, contained a prophetic warning about the future of humanity. Writing under his pen name Sailor, Bowie revealed that Google...
So nobody knows if it's him. I'm just pulling this out of thin air. Now let's see what he says and see if you think this is David Bowie.
...is Illuminati, and warned that if we allow Google to run the internet and control the flow of all information, then the elites will turn society into a fascist dystopia. His post, written in December 2015, said the following: Google's motto is bullshit. They are destroying the most glorious gift humanity was granted in the last 300 years. Google is Illuminati. Illuminati is Google. The future under Google is a fascist dystopia.
Okay, I'm going to say that's a load of shite. David Bowie would never say stuff like that. Then I want to bring you over to the United Grand Lodge of England's channel. Now, when David Bowie died, let me just get down to it. Where's David Bowie? There we go. This was the United Grand Lodge of England playing a tribute to David Bowie after he passed away by playing Life on Mars. Oh shit, hold on. Oh, hold on, I can listen to it and just take it away from the broadcast. Sound pretty funky on the old organ, man. So I'm going to argue that David Bowie might have been a wee bit more deep in the street to fucking bounce about fucking message boards talking about fucking Google's Illuminati. Fucking hell. I'd love to see that guy explain how he confirms that this fucking alias is David Bowie in the first place. That pile of shite. Anyway. That's the paranoid ramblings of the dead man's people's voice. And it's getting a wee bit late in the day, so let's start doing this.
Pop quiz. How many stars on the American flag?
Only supposed to be 50 or 51? Because I'm not sure if Puerto Rico became a state.
Oh,
50 or 51, I think.
You're not sure?
No.
You want to count them just to be sure.
It's 50. It's 50 or 51, I know it is.
And what do the stars represent?
The states.
And how many states are there?
Oh, I think there might be...
It's 50 or 51.
Night, Alan, my man.
But I'm not going to count it.
If you had to commit to one of those,
again, this is like, what do you call it? You've been framed, Beatles about.
51.
Yes. It's the easiest parlour tricks ever.
Oh, I knew it was one of them.
But what I do like to show...
How many stars on this flag?
Oh my gosh, ask him.
Hold on, no help. It's for you.
Are
you counting them?
Yeah, 30.
30 stars.
This is where Mark Dice started his career.
There's 50 stars and 13 stripes for the colonies.
Strategies every desperado guy should know.
Okay, I figured that.
The book by Mark Dice.
You want to count
This was his first ever book that he wrote before he got into Illuminati.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 50.
Are you sure? Count them again.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
So, same parlour tricks from Illuminati expert. The China's gonna get you.
China's leader Xi Jinping fears losing his grip on power. That's why a new hard fist campaign is his strategy for total domination.
I just watched the thing on Netflix or Amazon, I can't remember, called Mascots. It's like a kind of spoof documentary about mascots, obviously, and one of the mascots is a fist. He's a mascot for the hockey. That's why he's a fist.
Comment. It really helps us with the algorithm. And make sure you're subscribed, because YouTube has been secretly unsubscribing people.
Yeah, YouTube. They're on the side of the Chiners.
To assess the deep message of President Xi Jinping's visit to Hong Kong on the 25th anniversary of its return to China is to focus.
If you don't know the history or the politics or what's happening in Hong Kong right now, go and check it out. It's very interesting. One country, two systems. Shit. And the UK are very mega pissed that they had to give that back to the Chinese. And the UK are using everything in their soft power playbook to keep control in Hong Kong. And Hong Kong, I believe, is being allowed to keep a hold of its common law system, which the Chinese mainland does not have. Anywho, it's very interesting what's happening with the Chinese right now. They're in the Caribbean, they're in Africa. I think they're in Syria as well. And no doubt they'll be edging for some contracts inside Ukraine when it comes to rebuilding that shithole.
Well, you know, the first thing we can note is that he reaffirmed the one country, two system concept. And in doing so, he emphasized two fundamental principles. The first one being that country comes first. There's no two systems without it. And there'll be no tolerance for efforts to undermine this aspect of Chinese sovereignty. Second, to ensure that Hong Kong must be governed by patriots who protect sovereignty instead of struggling against it. Now, in terms of
I think
other
it's been
messages,
15 years Hong Kong's been gave over.
We know
It'll
for
take
sure
them
that ever
a while.
since July the 1st, 1997, Hong Kong has been
I
practicing
think he's got the
one
same
country,
eyes
two
as Joe
systems.
Biden.
It's fully enshrined in the Basic Law. Now, in the Basic Law, ever since 1997, there was
Hong
a
Kong's
provision
national security.
stipulating that the Hong Kong legislature need to enact as soon as possible a national security law for Hong Kong. However, that process was delayed and procrastinated
Sounds like me trying to pronounce a bad fucking word I can't. Procrastinated. Woohoo! I can do it, man! Oh, there's nothing worse. Nothing worse than you try to say the word, and the harder you try, the more you can't say it. I feel fucking sorry for this little Chinaman.
Resulting in paralysis, mainly because of oppositions in the LegCo in Hong Kong, because some of the members of the LegCo was very much influenced by other forces. They did not want to enact the national security law for Hong Kong for whatever reason. However, allow me to emphasize that before the British left in 1997, there were actually national security operations in Hong Kong. It was not to protect China's national security, it was to protect the British national security. It was serving the interest of the British Hong Kong government. All those political operatives eventually left with the British for the United Kingdom in 1997. There was a vacuum, and that vacuum need to be filled. Why? Because if you look around at any country, any area...
He's procrastinating too much. But you can see there's a lot of interesting news and stuff happening in and around China. The South China Sea, Hong Kong, Taiwan. China's the West is trying to turn the thumb screws on the Chinas. I got my Fitbit back. Yeah, well, it never went away. Just the charger broke.
北约所谓的新战略概念文件，罔顾事实，颠倒黑白，顽固坚持对华系统性挑战的错误定位，抹黑中国对外政策，对中国正常的军事发展和国防政策说三道四，鼓动对抗对立，充满冷战思维和意识形态偏见，中方对此严重关切，坚决反对。
I pure agree.
北约才是世界和平稳定的系统性挑战。
What the fuck?
实际上，
What's the subtitles?
不应密切关注北约相关动向，对损害中方利益的情况，不会坐视不管。
The UK is burning. Let's just have a look at some of the good shit that's happening in and around the United Kingdom.
All kinds of workers, health workers, education workers, British Airways workers,
Here's Che Guevara.
workers in local authorities are all now emboldened to say, hey, if you give me a pay offer, which is actually a pay cut with inflation at 10%, then You're asking me to be much poorer this year than I was last year. And I'm not going to stand up for that. Not at a time when profits are booming, when billionaires are becoming trillionaires and multi-millionaires are becoming billionaires. Do you know how much profit the train operators shifted to their shareholders over the last 12 months? Do you know who those shareholders are? Half of them are private individuals, but half of them are state-owned railway companies in France and Spain. So the British traveller and the British rail worker is subsidizing the railways in France and in Spain. What madness is this? Many people are now beginning to ask.
This is a very important week in this country. No, not because of Pinchergate and yet more scandal around the Prime Minister and his poor judgment. No, forget that. That's a given. It's an important week because we're waiting for an announcement by Kwasi Kwarteng, the Business Secretary, about whether we are going to exploit the massive, and I mean massive, gas reserves that we have in the north of England, the Bowland Shale Gas Reserve. Enough gas.
Remember, if you appreciate this, folks, stick a wee thumbs up.
100 years. So we're waiting for that announcement. Does it matter? Boy, it does. Now, one or two of you think I've been scaremongering, but have a look at this. This was front page of the Sunday Telegraph business column yesterday. Our industries are getting ready for gas rationing this winter. Along with that, we're looking at the prospect of electricity rationing. And it isn't just in this country. Unbelievably, in Hamburg, people are being told there could be a shortage of hot water this winter. Now, this is what the globalists, the multinationals, the EU, all of those people, this is what they've done to us. Just-in-time supply chain.
Sorry about the shite
No
stream.
such thing as
Looking
the
at it, man,
national
and my
interest.
seats
National security
I'm getting
out
as
of the
well.
window, and self-sufficiency. Oh,
I'm working on it.
you silly little Englander, you. Goodness knows you'll be voting Brexit next. And we can see the folly and stupidity of all of this. Now, Germany is in a complete mess. She is utterly reliant on Russia. And you can believe Boris Johnson and Liz Truss if you want to, telling you we're winning the war in Ukraine. Actually, it doesn't look like that. It looks like militarily, Putin is going to take both of those eastern provinces. The value of the ruble is higher now than when the war started. The price of commodities has gone through the roof. Ask yourself, who is actually winning this war on sanctions? I think actually, we may have done it out of principle, but I think actually we're losing far more than Putin is at this moment in time. And at any moment, if he wants to, he can start to massively reduce the supply of gas going into Europe ahead of the winter. Now, we may not have time. We may not have time. We probably don't have time before this winter to make ourselves self-sufficient. But we can start the process and start it quickly. And you've got these idiots who ran onto the track at Silverstone yesterday, Just Stop Oil, John Selwyn Gummer, who's now...
So you get the idea what he's talking about.
Hello again. Now,
George
police
Galloway.
are warning of serious disruption throughout the day as protesters target motorways in a demonstration over high fuel prices. Long motorway queues are forming already as rolling roadblocks have brought parts of the M4 to a standstill. Police have reduced the speed on the carriageway to around 10 miles an hour. Protesters mainly targeting three-lane motorways in Wales, Scotland, England as well. They're calling for a cut in fuel duty to help with rising petrol costs. Well, the average cost of petrol now 191.5 pence per litre, up slightly from over the weekend, and a rise of half a pence compared to last week, as you can see there. Meanwhile, the average price of diesel is now 199 pence per litre, a slight dip since the weekend, but it's continued to rise in the last 7 days by 0.1%. Well, joining me now is the founder of Fair Fuel UK, Howard Cox. Thanks
So
very
we
much
can't. The trains are fucked. The aeroplanes are fucked. Up here, the police are fucked. People are struggling to afford to heat. Their houses have hot water. We're also struggling to afford petrol to get about in their cars. And in turn, this is affecting the supermarkets in the sense that I'm talking about my own experience. The variety has went way down. Availability's still there. You can pretty much get what's available. Obviously, that's a stupid statement, but hopefully you understand what I mean. But the variety has just been pulled way back, and the only thing I can think of is they've done it for logistics. They've not got the trucks, they've not got the ability to move 5 different types of mustard, so they only move 2. They've not got the ability to move 5 different types of salad dressing, so they move 1. I know I keep going on about those 2 things, but it rings true with a lot of stuff. Don't know if other people are experiencing the same.
We are facing one of the biggest crises of confidence in government and the people that run us that I've ever seen in my lifetime. We've seen over the years just too many deceptions, spin, or actually, as the words become more recently, frankly, outright lies. And just look at where we are with this Chris Pincher case. To begin with, Theresa Coffey has sent out Cabinet Minister to do the...
Well, we know where we are. Sunak and that other dude just resigned, and Bobo's cabinet is crumbling, and God knows how long he's going to be able to stay in his job. Let's have a look at the Christian nationalism.
Whereas
everybody, Christopher Green, it is July 2nd, 2022.
Governing body on the earth. Whereas we have been given legal power from heaven and now exercise our authority. Whereas we are God's ambassadors and spokespeople over the earth. Whereas through the power of God, we are the world influencers. Whereas because of our covenant with God, we are equipped and delegated by Him to destroy every
watching the so-called motherfucking Watchmen. It's a great film as well, man. Good comic, The Watchmen. The Watchmen are in the book of Enoch.
System will issue rulings that are biblical and constitutional. We declare that we stand against wokeness, the occult, and every evil attempt against our nation. We declare and we now take back our God-given freedoms according to our Constitution. We know this country was founded on Judeo-Christian principles. We know the truth, therefore we stand for truth and will never be deceived. We will never stop fighting. We will never, ever give up or give in. We will take our country back.
Locked and loaded.
The one true God, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. America, shall we say?
Woo! Yeah, baby! And then you've got this guy, populist, pandering to the Bible Belt.
Things get scarier. I did a major report yesterday with CERN ramping things up. They're turning on this large hadron collider.
Yep, they've turned it on, they've done an experiment, no black hole, nobody died, and no demons.
Which smashes particles back and forth together, imitating what they thought was the Big Bang, playing with God. God, bad word particle I talked about yesterday, used to be God, D-A-M-N particle. because they couldn't have blasphemed enough. And now they're setting up and turning on this engine. Gosh knows what's going to happen next, opening up some kind of portal to hell, releasing demons on Earth, maybe even a black hole, which is a serious scientific possibility. In fact, they even attempted to debunk it, saying things like, well, if the black hole opens, it'll be small and minuscule, and it won't suck the entire planet and all of the universe into it, which a large black hole, as it's gaining mass and size, could absolutely do. And now as they turn this on and prepare to use more energy than all the homes in the United Kingdom do in a single year, as if that's not wasteful, and they always tell us things about the weather and how we should be conserving and moving out of petrol and gasoline and all these kinds of things, while at the same time, J.P. Morgan Chase warns of $380 barrel of oil. This would send gas prices, ladies and gentlemen, probably to $25 a barrel, or not a barrel, $25 a gallon at the pump, obliterating the average American and the average European around the world. They said that this could happen on a worst-case scenario of Russian output shortages as they cut things off with Nord Stream 1. Let me go here and shrink my head here for a minute, and let's get into all these stories and more. Again, this is J.P. Morgan Chase.
Now, I'm not saying that these stories aren't important or like don't look into them or there isn't any warrant. There's nothing there. I'm just saying, listen to all the stuff the guy goes on about. CERN is going to open up a portal. Demons blaspheme me because of the God particle. What are you talking about, you dick? Anyway, I'll just find that funny. Let's see where's here. Forgotten War. Member?
At a landfill near the Yemeni capital, Sana'a.
We're told Ukraine was the most important fucking thing ever since sliced bread, blah 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 blah. Now you're lucky if you get a couple of minutes on the news. But in the meantime, Yemen's an absolute shithole. Saudi Arabia has been pummeling that place for what, a year? 2 years?
And wreaked havoc on the environment. Bahoudin Al-Haj is the data manager at the landfill.
We have no solution but to bury the medical waste with the garbage. It's mixed with garbage and buried. This may cause issues in the future, health issues. Chemicals.
I know shit, Sherlock. Rolling about in fucking muck.
This is one of the biggest threats to the environment.
So that is the Forgotten War.
Waste management officials in Sana'a say Saudi-led airstrikes destroyed a medical waste processing incinerator at the landfill site in 2015.
Baby baiting
The
in the
administrators say they
USA.
are looking for support from NGOs to rebuild the facility. In 2021, the United Nations Development Programme inaugurated a waste-to-energy system in Yemen in a bid to revolutionise the governorate's approach to addressing waste management. The plant,
Different
built
gun,
southwest
same
of the
old
capital,
story.
is expected to transform
Here with
up
me
to
now is a
5
staunch
tons of solid
abortion
waste per
Just
day.
annoying
But
muppets.
that's only a fraction of the 1,870 tons of
And
waste
Alex
dumped at
Bell.
Al Azraqain.
End.
Republican
Yemen's
Governor
warring
Christine
sides, in a major breakthrough, agreed this month on a 2-month truce that began on April 2nd, the first since 2016. The deal eased a coalition blockade on areas held by the Houthis.
So there's the Forgotten War.
Good evening. It's July 4th, 2022. I hope everybody is having a great 4th of July.
Different gun,
Today,
same old
in
story,
Illinois,
and unfortunately,
Highland Park,
low IQ motherfuckers that are very easily swayed,
CNN's K-File
like this dude here.
comments she made about abortion. Christina Karam.
Of course, you hear the outcry, gotta take the guns, gotta take the guns, gotta take the guns, gotta take the guns. And we know the guns are not the problem. It's the hearts of man that are falling and failing.
Again, different gun, same old shit. I mean, it's pretty, you can almost like hear Alex Jones there.
Hi there, everyone. This is Dan Dix here reporting for Press for Truth. And as you can tell by the title of this video, it looks like I'm going to be heading to court in just 2 days from now to fight.
They're doing them for breaking quarantine laws. It's well funny. Ex-BBC Radio Belfield 42. I know everybody on YouTube loves this guy. He's the voice of reason. Stole that from Mike Graham. 42. Belfield 42 is accused of stalking 7 former BBC colleagues. I think he was a wee bit pissed off at getting the sack. Belfield is also accused of stalking Jeremy Vile, which left broadcaster distressed and struggled to eat and sleep. Ex-BBC Radio Belfield, who is representing himself, denies the charges. A former BBC Radio DJ accused of stalking Vine waged a 9-year campaign of harassment against his former colleagues after being axed from his mid-morning show. A court heard Belfield 42 is accused of stalking 8 members of the BBC staff after bosses failed to renew his contract. He stalked Vine, which left him distressed and struggled to eat and sleep. He bombarded presenters, editors and colleagues with vile emails, tweets, messages and uploaded videos to his YouTube channel, juniors were told. So that's stalking nowadays, but I mean, like, if he is bombarding them with emails and all that kind of shit, that is harassment, man. I mean, there's nothing wrong with sending somebody an email, but if you're constantly sending them shit, but anyway, Belfield also branded Vine a sanctimonious prick, a cunt, and scum-sucking pond life, and offered to pay people to harass him. It was claimed. Oh my god. Stay tuned, sub up, bail up, and I'll have more updates with this. Apparently I should be getting a message off of somebody about this guy, the bastion of freedom of speech, trying to shut YouTube channels down. But anyway, so we got here. Alright,
is running for Secretary of State.
Baby baiting in America is getting used to rip people apart.
Where she discussed mostly religious topics, including her belief that abortion is child sacrifice.
I'm going to discuss how abortion is child sacrifice and how it's really a satanic practice. It's child sacrifice. Because the God you are.
Oh man, there's a million and one lunatics that will fucking spout that shit. She's been listening to fucking Alex Jones too much.
Dakota, where abortion is now illegal, except in the case where the life of the mother is at risk. She is also the author of a new book.
And they're using this as a political wedge, a political tool, a political motivator. It's disgusting, man. Anywho, thanks to everybody in the chat, everybody that's joined. Make sure you do thumbs it up. Otherwise I'm going to cry myself to sleep. Bright in the evening, Roberto. Hopefully you are keeping well, gents. McVicker, how you doing, my man? Eden was in. Eden, David, Bright, Roberto. Was that Ralph was in as well? Sure. Thanks for Punk on the Whiskey, Leo, number 55. Thanks everybody for joining and getting involved. Hopefully he's had a good giggle and appreciated what I've done. Make sure you stick a wee thumbs up. Tune in tomorrow at 1 o'clock for Wag the Dog News. I might take a look at Talk TV or Talk Radio, whatever you want to call it. I don't know how well that would go down. They do tend to do top of the hour headlines, but then go into whatever shit. But no doubt they'll be talking about Bobo's cabinet disintegrating as it is. So thanks everybody. Have a good night. I'm going to go and have some spaghetti and meatballs. Back of the net.
Tonight at 11.
Doom! It's a plan! And I'm angry! I'm not a slave! I've broken the conditioning! It doesn't work on me! I'm primitive, I'm real, I know the enemy, and if we can have this spirit of normal humanity spread, it's over for the globalist! Break the conditioning now! Excuse me.
This is not the Infowars Nightly News, where the answer to 1984 is not $19.95 plus shipping and handling, but the answer is to try and understand the double-barrel bullcrap, the double-speak, and the Orwellian wonderland we now find ourselves in. So sit back and relax as I take you through a real alternative look at the news and so-called alternative media alike. Enjoy.
Keeps clear.